It ended up being a pretty good haul at the grocery outlet. Welcome to Ridgehaven Homestead. From the mountains of Upper East Tennessee, we share snippets of our off-grid life, cabin build, and garden blessings. Pour yourself a cup of tea, sit back, and take a peek into our off-grid home and family. Howdy friends, welcome back to our homestead. This is a fine day for doing a grocery outlet haul. It would be a fine day if it wasn't spitting snow and sleet, but it just happens to be doing that. So I'm sitting here in my warm car, mustering up the courage to head into there and see what they have. It's been probably over a month since I've been to the grocery outlet, and our pantry is getting a little bit bare in some areas, so let's see what we can find, if anything. Grocery outlet. Oh my goodness, we have snow coming down like crazy. It's really coming at us. Let me roll my window down and you can see it going sideways. It covered me up and it's already sticking on my mirror. This may not look much if you're from Canada or Russia or somewhere, but in East Tennessee, it's a lot, okay? A lot. It ended up being a pretty good haul at the grocery, and I'm pleased with a lot of the things that we got. I specifically didn't buy any fluff stuff. Everything was like useful. I will show you this because as far as I know, it's the only thing that I got from the refrigerator section, and that is the Earth Balance we like to use. It wasn't a like steal of a deal. It was better than the average store though. It's $2.49 for 15 ounces, and that's becoming more of a deal than like $4 at the store. We're now in our pantry and I am ready to put this stuff away. And it's gonna be kind of like a surprise for me because Friday is when I bought this food, and then I basically put it in the pantry, left it here, and now it's Monday. And this is the first chance I've had to come back and even look at it. So let's all be surprised together. Pull up a bucket, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, that's better. I have my bucket. Do you have yours? My pantry has been getting some holes in it. Over Christmas and New Year's and maybe even Thanksgiving, I've developed a lot of empty jars. That's okay in some respects because that means we've been eating our food, but if you can see some of these jars behind me, there's just a lot of empty ones, and I'm not going to be canning right now. I'm just trying to fill in a few more things until I can do some more canning. For now, I just want to unload and do this, show you what I got at the grocery outlet in case you would like to go and check it out yourself. The first thing that I got was some, in lieu of canning, I already mentioned getting low on some of our canning supplies, and so I really like to keep things that I can grab for lunches in my pantry because, you know, when you're making lunches, you don't always want to be thinking of what can I make, and we do a lot of beans in thermoses, but sometimes I want a simple soup. There's one thing that I got, and I got quite a few of these, and I was hoping that we would like them. I like them, and so I may be the only one eating them because I'm noticing that my people aren't eating them so much. But this was $1.49 for this quart of, okay, we've got Pacific Food organic plant-based butternut squash soup for $1.49. These were not out of date. You do have to watch the things at the grocery outlet and, you know, see when the best buy date is, but I feel like this is a really good deal, and I was feeling like such a hypocrite because I have butternut squash. I even have some in my pantry here. I even have some. I have some here. These little baby butternuts that I need to make into soup, and that actually was on my list, and I think that's why I went ahead and grabbed these, because I was thinking, that's a lot less work to just grab some pre-made soup, but I do have that on my list to can because I want to do it or just cook them up. I actually found, this is just a bonus, nothing to do with the food haul, I found that these are really fun to just slice in half and bake. And when I did this, I didn't peel it. I didn't take the seeds out. We should take the seeds out if we want to save them, so I can't do this for all of them. But I just sliced it, put it in the oven, and baked it in a little bit of water on my baking dish until it was good and soft, and it was so good. And then it was so easy to scoop the seeds out. The strings were no big problem, and I even ate the skin. So lots of vitamins in that. But butternut squash is so good for you, and I love it that it's organic. It has, I was going to say it had an oat milk base, but it's a soy milk base, but it is organic. So $1.49, I got actually a case of these, and I might not have gotten them, but there was an older gentleman in the same aisle at the same time, and he was reaching for some, and I asked him if he had tried them, and he said, oh yes, he likes them a lot, and so I took his word for it. So another thing that they had in the same aisle, they had a garden tomato soup, and this is oat milk based. This is also plant-based. And so you can use tomato soup for so many things. You can just drink it. It's really good. I love tomato soup, and I did buy a few cans of tomatoes last time when we had our Naturally a Deal order, but this is already done. If you want to make a quick soup, you can just open this and pour it. You can use it for your base, and you can add other vegetables. You can add canned vegetables that you've already canned, and people will think you've done something amazing, and all you've done is open a few things and throw them together. But I really like tomato soup with our vegan grilled cheese sandwiches. It's really good. And so I wouldn't be opposed to putting this in a thermos, and I might even add some different kinds of beans from time to time to this base, and just switch it up for different textures and things, because sometimes I put chopped tomatoes in the beans, sometimes I put pureed tomatoes or whole tomatoes even. So this is just another option. And I love it that it's organic and plant-based. And if you paid it in the regular store, you'd be paying probably $4 or $5 for this. It's crazy, maybe not worth it, but this was only $1. So, and that man in the aisle did tell me that he really liked these too. Yeah, that was helpful for me. So they had one other brand of, or not one other brand, but they had one other flavor of soup in that aisle, and I only got one. So it is the same Pacific Foods. It's cashew, carrot, ginger. If they had the cashew and the carrot, I would have been all in on it. But since they had the ginger, I wasn't sure how spicy it was going to be. My friendly my friendly old man told me that it had a little bit of bite to it. So I said, I will just try one, and at $1, I'm not going to really lose anything. If we don't like it, I'm not the biggest fan of ginger unless it's in gingerbread, but ginger tea, ginger soup, I'm not usually loving. So if it's really hot, it may be a loss, but I just had a thought for this, and I don't remember what it was now. Oh, I know what it is. The only exception of the ginger is when I have a sinus infection, and then I can't taste it, and it's so good at clearing out your sinuses. But this would actually be a good one to keep on hand for when we're sick, because ginger is really healing and nourishing. So I actually may go back and get a couple more of that just for sickness. I can stomach ginger when I can't taste it. Otherwise, not so good. Okay, in the soup aisle, I got two of these. It's a different brand. It's Lowe's Foods brand, and it is plant-based, no beef broth. And I know that if you're a typical homesteader, everything is animal, but we actually are a plant-based. I cook plant-based anyway. Not everybody in my family eats that way, but I cook plant-based because of health reasons. And so I like to have a broth on hand, especially for sicknesses. We can use this to make soup, but I really like to keep it on hand, a salty broth for when people are sick, and then when they're getting better, they usually, at least what I've noticed for myself and other people in my family, we crave saltiness, especially if we've had nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea. Our electrolytes get off. And so a clear broth is just something that hits the spot. So I only got two of those. I wanted to try them. They're $1 each. And I believe that these were in date. I can't probably check this right now, but it's just vegetables and water and seasonings. And so I didn't figure we could go too far wrong on that. So January of 2025, January 15, it's not even up to that date yet. So I'll give it a try, and I'm going to keep some on hand. Okay, moving right along. What else do we have? One thing that I got, and I got two of these, but I already used one. There are thin crust pizzas, and these were $1.99 for the 2-pack, and that made Friday evening supper so much easier. Soup and pizza. So we just use the Daiya shreds and then olives and whatever vegetables we have, and it made really good pizza. And I like to have these on the shelf. They don't have to be refrigerated. there's nothing too out of the ordinary about them. Mama Mary's thin and crispy pizza crust. I didn't even read the ingredients, so I don't know if they're super healthy or not. I'll tell you, they were super handy. Okay, let me see what else is in this bag here that I have forgotten about. One of the reasons I like to go to the grocery outlet is to always find out what kind of, they seem to always stock oddball stuff and healthy stuff that people didn't buy, and we like healthy stuff and we usually can't afford it. So this is Birch Bender's brownie mix. Say that 50 times fast. The ultimate fudge organic brownie mix. So this is a small recipe, but it was only $2, and it is everything organic. It's non-dairy, and so you can just add what you want. And so I look forward to making some brownies at some point within reason. Another thing, this is all very random in no particular order. Okay, I will tell you one thing. I don't always hit it well when I go to the grocery outlet. So they had these Good Measure seed bars, and they were marked down, and I feel like it says $1. I guess it was $1. I almost feel like it was 50 cents. This is almond butter and dark chocolate bars, and they sounded really good, and I thought that would be a really healthy thing to put in the lunches, but also kind of tasty with the dark chocolate. But something made me taste them, and I actually have never done this in the store, but I went ahead and opened it, and I tried one in the store. Shocking, I know. And they weren't that good. I think that the seeds were starting to go kind of rancid. Anyway, yeah, I was like, okay, so I know now I'm not going to get like 10 boxes of this, because then they're just going to sit on the shelf and I would have wasted my money. So I still paid for them, but yeah, I decided these were a pass for me. Okay, down the bean aisle, I ended up finding some pinto beans at $1.19 for the big can. This is the 25-ounce can, and my bean shelf had been getting pretty bare. So I picked up a few of these pinto beans. They're just plain. I always have to look at the ingredients because I don't like to buy them with lard, and I just want plain pinto beans. And that's what I got. This is another thing that I got in the bean aisle. These are vegetarian refried beans. This is the big can, and it was $1. I really should go back and probably get some more. It's the equivalent of 2 cans, pretty much of 2 cans of regular beans. I guess I got 4 cans of those so that I could, you know, make burritos and stuff in a pinch. Looks like I found 2 more cans of beans. Beans are one of the most versatile things that I can have on my shelf because they are protein and starch together, and you can flavor them differently with different seasonings. Okay, I think I grabbed 3 or 4 jars of this plant-based bolognese sauce. If I say it wrong, I'm not Italian. So these are small. These are 23.9 ounces and $1.79 each. We like these. They have the veggie crumbles in them. To go with that, I did buy several things of this organic spaghettini, which is basically thin spaghetti. And it was $1.49 for a pound. It is L'Oro del Sud. Don't ask me. I've never heard of the brand. It's distributed in the USA, but it's a product of Italy. And I feel like the Italian pasta is usually not GMO. And then ours locally a lot of times is, but this is good. We had some on Sabbath and it was quite good. It's kind of like angel hair. So I got a few of those to keep on the shelf. And then I decided to try this garden basil sauce. It was $2. It's 25 ounces. California Olive Ranch garlic basil. It looked pretty good. I have never tried this brand before, and so I will let you know. The other thing that I got, and I did get 4 of these, and they are a little bit more pricey than the other ones. This is Classico pasta sauce, tomato and basil, and really it's a good sauce. This one we paid a little bit more for. It was $2.89 for this big one, but it is a full quart, and you get a free jar and you get a free twisting lid. So I like to use those for if I'm making soup for somebody and I don't mind sending it over there. Or I can keep this, and this is an Atlas Mason jar. So 2 in 1. Okay, I picked up raspberry preserves. These are the $1.19 And I know it's got sugar in it, but it doesn't have corn syrup, and so I feel better about this. And it is 16 ounces. My guys like peanut butter and jelly practically every day in their lunch. And another thing that I decided to try, which was a little bit more, which was $1.79. We've liked this brand. I've tried the peach and I really liked it, and I've tried another one that I don't remember what it was. This is plum, and they only had this, and then they had rose hip jam, and I didn't really feel like I wanted to try rose hip jam. That just didn't sound good to me. So we are trying the plum. One thing I'm adding to my shelf because I use it in baking is sunflower oil. And here recently I've heard that seed oils are not too good, but we're doing the best we can. Sunflower oil. Okay, what else did I get? At $1 a can, I found this organic sweet potato pie mix. 15 ounces, so they're kind of little cans, but they each should make one pie. And basically what this has in it is it has sweet potatoes, sugar, and nutmeg. And you know, I didn't even think about the fact that it might have more sugar than I would like to add to my sweet potatoes. So what I could do, and I probably will do, is open up a can of this and then a can of unsweetened pumpkin and mix them two if it's too sweet. But I'm going to try this first. And what I wish I had gotten, I looked at it and then I walked away and I kind of forgot about it. And then I sort of wish that I had. They had in the freezer department, they had some frozen vegan pumpkin pies, and they were like $4 each. I should have grabbed a couple. That would have made a really nice Sabbath lunch with no effort. But I may have to go back for that because there they sat in the freezer and I walked away from them. They probably won't be there again because somebody will watch my video and they'll go buy all of them. I know who you are. I do. I'm watching you. Okay, one thing I got, I think Alba Botanica Very Emollient Body Lotion. I've liked one of their conditioners, but it was kind of perfumey and I forgot about that. This was $3. I needed a thing of lotion to sit up by my desk because my hands are always so dry. And I forgot that the other one that I tried was kind of perfumey. So let's just give this a try. If I can figure out how to open this thing. Do it. Okay, I'm going to take the lid off and I'm going to give it a sniff. Oh, it's pretty nice. Okay, I'm relieved. It actually smells a lot like the hair conditioner, and it smells kind of like, almost like plumeria. I cannot do fragrances very much at all. They a lot of times give me a headache. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it and see how I like it. And if I don't use it, I haven't wasted a lot of money. I usually get that EOS lotion and I like it pretty well. This one, I'm trying to identify the smell. It smells good, but it's only going to be, time is only going to tell if the scent bothers me. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so this is a brand that I know I like, Jason. This is tea tree oil conditioner, and I've been getting this a few times. It's only $1.49. It's not a big thing. I like to just keep these on the shelf so that I don't run out, and so I have a crate where I keep stuff like that, and that's where it's going. I feel like I got a lot of stuff at the grocery outlet, but what I did was I just got a lot of different things. I got several of the pinto beans, a lot of the soups, and that is mostly what I got. So that is my haul this time. You can go check it out and see if you can find the same stuff. And if I missed some plant-based stuff that you see that you think I should know about, please let me know. I almost always skip the produce section because it honestly looks a little bit scary there, but I like to look at the other stuff and see what I can find. And it's always a surprise at the grocery outlet. You never know what you're going to find, and that's what makes it kind of fun. And so I have things that I have stocked my shelf with, and now I have lunch box material, and that's what it is. So until next time, be safe, stay well, and God bless you.